So now we're back, and last time we talked, I told you that we'd be talking about the anatomy of a select statement. Okay, so let's think about a select statement, and we know that the select is the command. What is it you want me to do? Well, I want you to select, right? So now, question is, what do you want me to select? Well, I want you to select everything. This is the what, and then where do you want me to select it from? Well, I want you to get it from that table, that bin that I stored it in, right? And then you say, well, which data do you want? Well, I want the one where the ID equals 5, right? So this is kind of like a general analogy, but let's take it to a more specific analogy. Think of yourself as a boss, okay? And you got this secretary in another room. She's an awesome secretary. She knows her stuff. She kind of reads your mind, but she can't read everything, right? So you're boss and you yell out, like, hey, I guess you're a rude boss, right? Hey, go get me a piece of paper from the drawer, right? So this is the command. You're saying, go get me, and you have to consider that as the select statement, all right? And the secretary yells back, what drawer, right? And this is the from statement. You got to find out, where do you want me to get you this data from, right? Think of this drawer as being the table. And the boss yells back, the drawer with the classes in it. He's got a little, New York accent, right? And the secretary yells back, well, which piece of paper do you want? I have the drawer open. Which one do you want? Okay? So the boss yells back. He says, well, I want that class that Steve taught. And so we know that Steve is ID 3, so he wants the data or person ID 3. Okay, so let's go back. And we have the select star from the drawer that was class where, and we need to say where person ID is equal to 3. And if you run this statement, that's exactly what the boss was yelling his secretary at. Is give me the piece of paper where Steve is the teacher, right? And then you can refine it more to which class did he teach or what date he started teaching the class or anything like that. But that kind of breaks down the anatomy of a select statement for you, right? So we'll continue to use that boss and that secretary in the future here, so that you can understand, some other things about tables and data. But at the end of the day, the one thing we need to know is that a database is like a drawer and it's filled with information. And your job is to either get that data out, analyze that data, insert more data, delete data, and just either it all has to do with whether you're filling up that drawer, emptying that drawer, changing that drawer, or giving your boss statistics out of that drawer, right? So that's kind of what we're trying to do with this whole database concept.